Hey everybody, how's it going? Hopefully all are having a great day today. For today's video, I wanted to discuss a thought process that I've been implementing on a day-to-day basis for the past couple weeks that I found really boost my quality of life and really increase the amount of enjoyment that I have with day-to-day activities that I've always been doing. And hopefully after sharing this, you all find this helpful too. So let's get into it. Generally speaking, whenever I go about life, whenever I go about doing things, I tend to do things that I really enjoy, right? I don't really deviate a whole lot. I don't really do a whole lot of things that I don't enjoy doing, right? Aside from things that are actually beneficial for me, like working out, eating the right foods, things like that. But for the most part, I kind of do what I want when I want, right? So if I feel like reading a little bit, I'll just kind of start reading, or if I want to play video games with my friends, I'll text everybody and, see what everyone's up to and jump on a video game together, right? However, I noticed as time went on, I started to kind of go through the motions, right? Things that I was always finding joy in kind of were not necessarily losing their pleasure, but they were kind of being a little bit muted, right? So I was trying to figure out why. And then I came across a video online by Dr. K, Healthy Gamer GG, and they talked about this idea of really like being aware that the thing that you're doing brings you pleasure, right? So I guess that's a terrible way to phrase it. If I can find the video, I'll link it. But what I've started to do is basically the premise of the video is think about starting your day and thinking, how do I get the most joy out of my day, right? Like very rarely do we wake up and actually do that, right? A lot of times you wake up, you snooze, or you wake up, you start scrolling on Instagram, but you don't really actively think, how do I squeeze as much joy out of today as I possibly can? And I started trying to do that, right? So I would wake up in the morning, go through my whole usual routine, right? Like get up, jump in, cold shower, go out, weigh my body composition, protein shake, stuff like that, right? But then from that point on, I kind of think to myself, what am I going to do right now that's going to give me the most amount of joy, right? And if it's a weekend, a lot of times that involves making espresso, right? I've really fallen in love with that hobby. It's very fun for me. It's something that I would like to make more content for. And all in all, it's a great time. Like, I love the smells. I love the taste of it. I love the process. So it brings me a lot of joy. And rather than just like make an espresso because Sean always makes espressos on weekends, think to myself like, I'm about to do this thing that brings me a lot of joy. And for some reason, when I think about it in that context, the activity becomes just that much better, right? I'm reminded that, hey, I don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I want to do this. I'm doing this because it gives me genuine joy when I do it, right? So I found myself kind of enjoying the process a little bit more, right? And it didn't just stop there. It started with, a little bit with going to work, but I think that there's a little bit of an underlying principle aside from just, doing what gives me the most amount of joy. Because, I love going to work. I love doing what I do. Ultimately, I would rather play video games than go to work, right? But, just thinking positively about like, man, I can't believe like I get to go to this sick job, have a whole lot of good people there, great friends, and I get paid money to do something that I don't feel like is that hard, right? At least for my skill set. So, but anyways, that's beside the point. But like thinking about playing video games and doing it because it brings me joy. And also the flip side of that is I've stopped doing things the second I've stopped enjoying them, right? So before, what I would do is I would go on these long gaming benders, right? Where I'm just like playing from 10 a.m. all the way to like midnight, right? So just like an obscene amount of video games. And at a certain point, I wasn't even having fun anymore. I was just kind of playing to play. And this past weekend, I kind of caught myself doing that, right? And I thought, okay, I'm not having fun anymore, so I'm going to switch it up. And I did. I watched an episode of a new anime because I was like, you know what? I want to watch this. Let's see and I enjoyed it. It was fun. Kind of got bored, went to go read a book and laid on my couch and read a book. And I found that night a lot more fulfilling than had I just gone through and played the last hour of my night before I had to go to bed, if I had just played video games the rest of the time, right? So on the one hand, I'm enjoying the activities before doing them, and I'm just enjoying the actual activity more. But on top of that, I've become very aware of when I'm not enjoying the activity anymore and stopping it, right? Like my mind, in instances where it is my time, it's like free time for Sean to do what he wants to do. I have become a very good gatekeeper of doing what makes me happy, doing what brings me joy, right? And not doing something that's not going to bring me joy, right? And then again, this is like external of things that you have to do or things that are good for, like, you know, you're building your social network or things like that, right? Like, you know, sometimes you're going to have to do that, right? But all that being said, when you do have control over that time, having that thought process, having that like thinking pattern, is a huge benefit. I really enjoy it. It's going to be something that I continue to do. And hopefully it's something that you all have some success behind and, you know, actually enjoy it. To get started, it's really simple. Like, you just wake up and think, what am I going to do that's going to bring me the most amount of joy possible? And, you know, you just kind of do it, right? Don't hurt nobody. You know, don't do anything weird, obviously, but, you know, just like within your own life, just think about it. You know, what would make me happy today? And do it and enjoy it and be present in that moment. And when it stops bringing you joy, stop, go do something else, right? And that's kind of how you get started and how you do it. Super easy. It's 100% free. And I think it brings a lot of quality of life. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I hope you are able to adopt this. I hope it's able to bring you some sense of increased quality of life. And if it has, also let me know down in the comment section. I respond to all the comments, so looking forward to hearing from you. But without anything else to say, hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and a wonderful night, wherever you may be. And I'll see you on the next one.